Good morning. Second lesson of this unit. Today we're going to learn about the wonderful and fantastic and awesome distributive property. Let's get it started. Taylor and Tash, what kind of name is Tash? Taylor and Tash each simplified the same expression using different approaches. Use their work to answer A through C. How does Taylor's approach differ from Tash's? Well, let's look at Taylor. It looks like Taylor added up what's in parentheses, right? And then was going to multiply what's on the outside. Whereas Tash took 5 times 9. So what Tash did was went 5 times 9, which is right there. And then he went 5 times 2. Okay? Which one of them do you think is right? Well, if you did it this way, it is 55. If you did it Tash's way, that is 45 plus 10. It is 55. Oh my gosh, it's the same thing. Wow. How crazy is that? All right, so let's explain how Taylor's approach differs from Tash, and let's put it in words. Here we go. Taylor, I'll zoom in, followed the order of operations. Do what's in parentheses first, that good stuff. Tash, what a name. Multiplied the number outside the parentheses by each number inside. And then added them. I shall repeat. Taylor followed the order of operations. Tash multiplied the number outside the parentheses by each number inside, and then added them together. Give you a few more seconds to copy that down. Bada bing, bada bang. Oh, me. All right. Complete each student's work, and what do you notice? I've already done that for us. And what did we notice? They both come to 55. There's only one L in equal. Told y'all I didn't like English. All right, so now we're going to see. We're going to use Tash's approach. And so how could the expression 7 parentheses x plus 2 parentheses be simplified? Well, remember what Tash did. Tash just took what's on the outside and multiplied it by everything on the inside. So all Tash did was go 7 times x and 7 times 2. Okay? That's all Tash did. So 7 times x. You can't combine those. Okay? Adding and subtracting. But I told you yesterday you can combine those, multiplying and dividing. So 7 times x can go together and it just becomes 7x. And then we all know that 7 times 2 is positive 14. So that would be that problem simplified. Because remember, a number butted up to x means multiplication anyways. Well, I just told you it was 7 times x, so that's multiplication, so we could put them together. All right, so let's go down here and start on vocab. Distributive property. The distributive property allows the number, let me get my pen ready. The number outside the parentheses to be distributed. Wish somebody would distribute me some caramel cookie. Still haven't got one, sadly. Or Chick-fil-A ice cream, but the ice cream would be melted, so you really can't bring me ice cream, but you can bring me some caramel cookie. Just saying. All right, here's the examples. 3 times, let me get off the eraser there. 3 times 2, 3 times positive 7. That is 3 times 2, which is 6. 3 times 7 is 21. You add those up, and you get 27. No, you don't. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 7 is 21. I was right. All right, over here you would have gotten 3x plus 3 times positive 7. So you would have got 3x. You would have gotten 21, and you can't combine those when you're adding or subtracting. So that would have been all she wrote, 3x. So this one would have been 27. This one would have been 3x plus 21. All right, moving on. Each of the 4 members of the Robinson family ordered a drink. Here we go with all those letters. D, 2 slices of pizza and an ice cream cone. Like, who eats pizza and ice cream together? Like, that don't even make sense. Anyways. Distribute and write an expression to represent this order. All right, so they've shown us a picture. They said that sodas were D's. Peas were pizzas. There's 2 of those. And ice cream cone, there's 1 of those. So how would we write that? We're just going to substitute all those letters, right? And then we're going to simplify it. So we would have 4. Where do I get that? That's right there. Parentheses. Now we just got to change those letters. There's 1 drink plus 2 pizzas plus 1 cone, which is just C. Because remember, we don't put the 1 in front of the letter. We just write the letter if there's a 1. Remember that? All right, now we're going to use the distributive property. So we're going to take 4 times D. Then we're going to go 4 times positive 2C. To see that sign in front of it, it goes with it, okay? Remember, we talked about that yesterday. And then 4 times positive C. So the first one, 4 times D, is 4D. 4 times 2P is 8P. And then 4 times C, the one in green, is positive 4C. That is your answer. Why is that my answer? That's as simple as it'll go, because I can't combine unlike terms. And all those are unlike terms. Why are they unlike terms? Because they all have a different letter, so therefore they're not like each other. Okay? Use the area model to distribute 5 and 3x plus 2. Okay? So basically what this tells us is it wants us to do, what this area model wants us to do is 5 times 3x, which is what? How about I not put the eraser on? 15x. And then we do 5 times 2, which is positive 10. Why did I put a plus in front of that 10? Because this is the problem right here. They just got a box to show you. So 15x, you can't just write 10, right? That's a positive 10. Okay? Why do I not write a positive on the first number, 15x? Well, As I told you the first time, we don't write a positive unless we have to, because we understand it's there. But if I don't put that positive right there beside 10 and I leave it like that, you have, it looks like 15x goes with 10, and it does not, okay? They're different, so we put that plus there. All right, let's go do the other distributive model. Okay, there's what it would look like as an actual problem in black up there. All right, so we're going to go 7 times x, 7x. And then we're going to go 7 times negative 9, which is negative 63. So the answer would be 7x minus 63. All right, I'm going to work one out. I'm going to skip. I'm going to go 4, 7, 10, okay? So I'm going to work out number 4, then I'm going to go to the back page and work out 7, then I'm going to work out 10, and then I'm going to ask you to go back and work out the other 2 of each section, okay? So you're going to work out 5, 6, 8, 9, 11, and 12. But let me work out 4, 7, 10 first, okay? All right, here we go. Distributive property. 5 times 6x is 30x. 5 times positive 9 is positive 45. So the answer is 30x plus 45. Okay? All right, let's go to the back. You have a calculator today, so these fractions you should be able to work with a little better. All right, half times 8 is 4. Half times negative 6j is negative 3j. Now remember that negative goes with it, okay? Please remember that negative goes with it, okay? So the answer is 4 minus 3j. Now, if you wrote it as 3j plus 4, you'd have to put the negative up here. Those are the same thing, okay? See how it's a negative 3j and a positive 4? They're the same thing. I'm okay with you writing it either way, though. There you go. Just wanted to show you that. All right, and the last one before I let you work here for just a minute is we're going to go this one. 6 times 4c, which is 24c. 6 times negative 2, which is negative 12. Now, you don't multiply 6 times everything in the problem. You only multiply 6 times what's in the parentheses. So you don't do what I'm about to do in green here. Do not do this. You do not do that. No. Okay? Positive 10 is over here by itself, okay? So you just bring it straight down because you haven't done anything with it yet. Now, we're not done. Why are we not done, Coach? Because look at this. You have 2 like terms. You have 2 plain old numbers. They can combine. We can simplify it. So how do we do that? Well, this 24c can just come on down because there's nothing to combine with it. And then you combine negative 12 and 10. And when you do that, you're going to get negative 2. So the answer is 24c minus 2. All right, I'm going to pause the video and let you work out 5, 6, 8, 9, 11, and 12. Go. All right, welcome back. Let's go back and work these out for you. All right. I'm just going to keep it one color for time's sake here. We're going to go 4 times 3k, which is 12k. And then 4 times negative 2, which is negative 8. So it should have been 12x, or 12k, my bad. The variable really don't matter, but I need to write it correctly. 12k minus 8. All right, the next one is 1.5 times 6t. That is 9t. And then 1.5 times a positive 2 is positive 3. So you should have ended up with 9t plus 3. So when you multiply 1.5 times 6t in the variable, you keep the variable, okay? Odd. Did that all go away? Yes, it did. No, it didn't. Some of it did. 9t plus 3. Here we go. All right. Number 8. 8p. 8 times p is just 8p. 8 times positive 7 is positive 56. And then 8 times 2q is 16q. Can I combine any of those numbers? I have 1p, one whole number, and 1q. I can't combine any of those. So that is the answer. All right, number 9. 4 times 3.2. Again, you have a calculator, so I don't feel bad for you anymore. 12.8. Keep your D. And then 4 times negative 10 is negative 40. So it should be 12.8D minus 40. Number 11. 6 times 3B is 18B. 6 times positive 7 is 56. Remember, you do not do what's in green there. You do not go 6 times 50 or 5b. 5b is not in parentheses, so you do not multiply it. How do I know when to multiply what's on parentheses? Anytime you see a number butted up to parentheses, see how it's right next to it right there? You can multiply that times what's on the inside, okay? That's how you know when. All right, just bring this 5b straight down. Now, we can combine like terms because there's 2 b's, 2 different ones. So you combine those and you get 23b. 56, what do I do with it? I just bring it straight down because there's nothing to combine it with, so it's plus 56. So 23b plus, I can't multiply. Gosh almighty, Coach Spartman, that's 42. Look, I'm an idiot. Y'all been thinking that the whole time and nobody said anything. All right, so it's 23b plus 42. I told y'all everybody makes math mistakes. I done told you. All right, you multiply the parentheses is what's right next to it, not 3x. No, sir. No, ma'am. Okay, it's the number right next to the parentheses, which is positive 2, because that positive goes with the 2. So it's positive 2 times 4x. That is 8x, and then positive 2 times positive 7 is 14. What do I do with that 3x from the beginning? I just bring it down because there was nothing to do with it. Now, I got to have 3x and then a blank. What should go where that blank is? A positive, because that was a positive 8x. That's correct. All right, I do have like terms right here. Those two. Add them up. That's 11x. 14, there's nothing with it, so just bring it straight down. You get plus 14. So you get 11x plus 14. 10-4. 10-4. All right. Next, expressions can be factored. New word for you. Let's figure out what that is. To remove the common factor. This is how we undo the distributive property. So it's factoring is the opposite of distributive property, okay? So here's how we do that. Number 1, we determine the greatest common factor between the values. The largest number that will go into both of those, that's what the common factor is. And then we remove it by dividing it by each term. So here's how that would go. Let's do an example. All right, use the area model below, which is this box looking stuff over here, to identify the greatest common factor of 4x plus and 16 and factor from the expression. All right, what is the largest number that will go into both of those? I know that 1 will go into both of those because 1 goes into everything. I know that 2 will go into both of those because 2 times 2 is 4 and 2 times 8 is 16. I also know that 4 will go into both of those because 4 will go into 4 and make it 1, right? And 4 will go into 16 and make it 4. So the greatest common factor is 4 because that is the largest number that will go into both of those, that will divide into both of those. Okay? So 4. Oops. So when asked for area model, you're going to take 4 away from both of them. And what are you left with? 4 divided by 4 is 1. So 1x. We don't write it like 1x, do we? No, we just write it as what? X. 16 divided by 4 is positive 4. So that as distributive property would be 4x plus 4. Now watch this. What is 4 times x? What is 4 times 4? 16. Is that not what we started with? Yes. See how it just factored out? So that's all we did, okay? Get rid of all that yellow stuff right there. All right, let's go down here and do one. 13. In 13 through 15, write each expression by factoring out the greatest common factor. Well, right here, the greatest common factor is 2. How do I know it's 2? Because 2 will go into 2 one time, okay? So I'm going to take out a 2, so I'm going to write 2 outside of the parentheses, okay? When I divide 6 by 2, I get what? 3a. 2 divided by 2 is what? 1 plus 1. Well, Coach, do I have to write the plus 1? Yes, okay? Because I have to know there's 1 unit there. Well, you told me not to write a 1 in front of a letter. Well, a letter represents a number, remember? So there is something there. So we do have to write that plus 1 right there, okay? So that is the answer, 2, parentheses 3a plus 1. All right, next one. What can we factor out of this one? I know we can factor out 1, but that don't do us any good. What else can we factor out? How about 3? So I'm going to take 3. 24x divided by 3 is 8x. 9 divided by 3 is 3. How do I know that's the greatest common factor? How do I know I chose the correct number? Well, when you get it in this form right here, are these numbers in the parentheses, will they go into each other? That's how you look at it. So I'll be able to show you on the next one. No, I won't. I'll show you in a minute, though. All right, anyways, that's the answer. Yeah, I can go up here and show you. How about this? All right, do not erase this. I'm just showing you something. Let's say you chose, back up at the box up here, let's say you chose 2. So I'm going to divide each one of them by 2. Now I'm going to take out 2, so I'm going to go 2, parentheses, 2x plus 8. Now, how do I know I didn't choose the right number? Will 2 still go into 8? Yes, it will, so I didn't choose the right number, okay? That's how you know you did not choose the right numbers. When the numbers inside the parentheses will still divide by each other, okay? 15. What number can be taken out of both of those? 1, obviously. 2, nope. 3, nope. 4, nope. 5. 10 divided by 5, so we're taking out 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2x. 35 divided by 5 is 7. The answer is 5, open parentheses, 2x plus 7, close parentheses. And the last problem of the day. Talia has 12 cups of flour in her pantry. Each time she bakes cookies, she uses 2 cups of flour. Write an expression that gives the cups of flour Talia has left in terms of n, the number of lines and times she has baked cookies. So we're going to write an expression that gives the cups of flour she has left is n, because we don't know how much she has left, so we're going to give it as n. We know that she has 12 in her pantry. She uses 2 cups of flour. Okay? So the way she has 12 in her pantry minus 2 cups times how many ever times she does it. So we go 2N, because I don't know how many times she has went and baked cookies. So that's why it is N. Well, I know she uses 2 cups every time. So it's 2 times N, which is just 2N. So let me explain that again. 12, which is what she starts with, minus 2 times what she uses every time. And I don't know what she uses every time, so I put a letter there, which is N. Now we're going to use factoring to rewrite that. Okay, so we're going to factor that out. And I'm going to rewrite it over here where we can kind of 12 minus 2N. Or X, it don't matter what variable you use, who cares? They told us to use N, so I'm actually going to use N. All right, what number will come out of both of those? 1, obviously, but also 2. So you're taking 2 out, so you write it outside the parentheses. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative N. Okay? You didn't take the negative out, you just took the 2 out. So it's negative N. Okay? All right. That's all she wrote for the fat guy in the back today. We will see you on the flip side. Adios, amigos.